It's funny. I was another episode this season. We had Tabitha and Chance Brown, and we were talking about how rooms change over time. And I was like, because we all went to the White House when the room was different, and we ain't going. We ain't going back now. What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Check-In, where we know ain't nobody gonna check in on us but us, so we're gonna take the responsibility and use our platform to do so. I'm your host, NeAndre Broussard, founder and CEO of Black Menswear, and I am here with a good friend of mine, Mr. Black Excellence Brunch himself, Mr. Trell Thomas. Trell, what's up, brother?
Yes, sir, man. What's going on?
Man,
How are you?
Trell's a regular, you know.
Yeah.
We're in season 5 now, but had the fortunate privilege of knowing you for years now. You were on the very first episode that we ever shot of Dapper Conversations back, was that 2020?
Yeah, 2020,
I think we shot that. But now, you know, everything's kind of coming full circle, man. I'm proud of you. I want to say that out the gate. One thing I want to do out the gate, too. So what we do for all of our guests, we open up with one of their favorite quotes. So sometime in your life, you heard a quote, and one of those quotes that just never left, stays with you, resonates, one of those quotes that we live by. Now, for you, Trell, what's one quote that really hits you that you live by?
Oh, wow. You right out the gate with something heavy. I think something that always has resonated with me is, it's actually a Bible verse. It's Romans 8:28, and all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord and are called according to his purpose. And I find myself often referring back to that all things are working together for my good. And that has helped me in so many situations. So I would have to say all things work together for our good.
So all of those good things take us to Black Excellence Brunch, because I've been to a couple of them, and man, just the empowerment, right? It's a good time, and I'll of course I want to know the story behind it, and I've heard it, but everybody else hasn't heard it, the story behind it. But the empowerment there, man, like people leave there motivated, inspired, and had a great time and met some great people. So for you, like, why was it so important to have a safe space for people that look like us to be celebrated on a level of excellence?
I think it was so important for me because I think that we deserve that much. You know what I mean? We deserve to be celebrated for who we are. And I think a lot of the times we're celebrated or are taught that we're only to be celebrated because of an accomplishment that we have or because of something that we're connected to. But I feel like it is important to celebrate us at just like the root of, like, let me celebrate you because you. And that's it. And that's something that I wanted to accomplish with Black Excellence Brunch. That's something that my mom was really good at doing growing up, which, you know, Black Excellence Brunch is modeled after the concept and tradition of Sunday dinner, which goes back in the Black community for hundreds of years. But, you know, ever since I can remember growing up in my home, my mom would host them. And I think back on like the laughter and the love and the fullness of those Sunday dinners, and people really did leave feeling happier, feeling more fulfilled, feeling like they could take on the next week. And I just wanted to provide that same kind of space, celebratory space for us, for my friends.
Now, you doing that as an outlet for yourself, right? Was there a particular moment in your life where it was like, you know what, I need this more than other people need this? Was there like a personal turning point or a personal need or something that you needed healing through, and Black Excellence Brunch became that outlet for you to do that?
110%, man. Like I and you probably can resonate with this in so many people. Like I worked in the corporate world, and the corporate world can be very intense, very political. Everybody like pulling everybody down to climb over one another. And there was a time in my life, and it was right when I was getting ready to start like my full-time entrepreneurship journey, and I was going through like so much stuff at work, and I thought like I was being pushed, but in actuality, I was being called. In that moment. And so one thing that I was doing to try to heal myself is bringing good energy around me and giving positivity back to other people. And that became these gatherings that I would do in my apartment that ultimately became Black Excellence Brunch that people see today. And a lot of it, honestly was like I wanted that safe, affirming, uplifting space because I was in need of it really bad myself. Yeah.
When you think about like the core of the event space, right? Everybody has to wear white for the most part.
Yeah.
Right? Unless it's a theme. Unless the theme is different.
Sure.
Everybody has to wear white, which means for most people, I gotta get something new. I gotta get something different. Because most people don't just have white in their closet. Yeah. Why white? Why did you lean into that, and have you stuck with that for so long?
Well, I think it's twofold, right? Like, one is because I really wanted the focus to be on the beauty and the richness of our melanin. I really wanted to strip down everything else and really have our different skin tones really just show up, because black is so beautiful.
Come on, say it again.
Yep. It really is.
Yep.
Black is beautiful, and I wanted the focus to be on that. So that was one part of it. And then the second part of it is like what I did learn in the corporate world and in these spaces that I've been in is branding takes your thing the furthest.
Yeah.
And so you got to have a solid and repeatable brand.
Yeah.
And so the all white attire also became a part of the branding. And that allowed us, because you can probably count off right now 1,000 brunches that but you can't count the ones that feel like Black Excellence Brunch. Right. And one of the things that allow it to feel like that, aside from the energy that the amazing people that come bring in the room, is like the attire. And so, but at the baseline, I really wanted people to focus in on the beauty of their skin and each other's skin. Yeah.
As a thought leader in that space, right? Like, you really revolutionized gatherings in that regard, of celebratory gatherings, the consistency, the working with brand partners and those things. But I want to know, as Trell, like, for you, what have facilitating these experiences, creating the invites, handpicking who gets to come to a lot of these things, what has that really taught you about yourself mentally, spiritually, that allows you to keep having the fortitude to continue to do them over and over again?
I think it taught me a lot about my purpose. I just feel like that word gets thrown around so much, especially when you get into adulthood. Like, find your purpose. What's your purpose? And that can be daunting, for someone who, and we're all a lot of times like building a bike while we're riding it, right? And so what I learned in this is your purpose is not this complex thing that you have to like put all these Lego blocks together to build, right? It is what allows you to come alive, what allows you to take up space, what allows you to give other people permission to take up space. And it can be so simple. And I was just doing this. I think about that Venn diagram, right, where it's like, are you good at it? Does it make you money? And do you have like the skills? I think those were the three like overlaps. And I was like, oh, like this. Do you enjoy it? Do you have the skills? And then does it make you money? Like that's those. And Black Excellence Brunch intercepted all of those like different buckets. And I was like, wow, like I found that thing, and this feels like my purpose, or at least a part of my purpose. And so I feel like that's what I learned. And that's what I try to share with as many people as I can.
I mean, you've brought together creators, entertainers, dignitaries. Bro, you had us at the White House with like 1,000 beautiful black people.
I'm still like, did that happen?
That happened. But like, to be able to have something that started in your apartment that made it all the way to the White House, ABFF, Martha's Vineyard, Basel, like you've been in all these places, bringing your cultural moments to these places. I mean, how does that make you feel?
I feel like I've always been preparing for these moments, if that makes any sense. Like, I think like I dreamed about being on the South Lawn of the White House like years before it actually happened. And so you know, without getting too, you know, out there, I want to talk about like the importance of manifestation, because I feel like you have to see it before you see it, before you feel it, right? And so for me, you know, all of these spaces and many more were all like things in my mind that I just thought like, wouldn't it be cool if, you know? And then it was like, well, maybe I'll just write, you know, down like what it could be. Oh, like I know somebody, maybe I'll send it to a text message to that person and ask them to ask this person. Oh, I have a one sheet prepared. Maybe I'll send that to them. You know what I mean? And then you look up and, you know, you're introducing the president of the United States of America. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's literally it, you know? And so I feel like somebody at the White House actually said, you know, because I was just going through and doing things, they were like, do you realize like what's happening? And to be completely honest with you, like my mind was already on like, you know, the next visualization and the next thing, which I'm trying to do a better job at being like present in the moment. But I said all of that to say it's like we are minute by minute, second by second, creating our reality. And so we have to be very intentional about like what we think, what we say, what we give our energy and our time to, because those things become those things.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I like how you really kind of interjected the fact that relationships are extremely important.
Yeah, for sure.
So the fact that you know, I have an idea, let me send this note to this person. Oh, I got the follow-up. You ready for the follow-up? And I send this over to this person. How important are relationships for entrepreneurs, for creators, for anybody? How important are relationships?
When they say, you know, we were talking about quotes earlier, when they say your network is your net worth, that is so true. Yeah. Like I went to school. I did, you know, I took the trainings, I did the things, but nothing has opened more doors for me than other people that I know, you know, and it's across the board, from like, you know, you being able to just call me and be like, hey, Trell, like come by, like pull up and do this interview. I'm like, of course, because of my relationship with you, to, you know, me being able to message somebody that is close to somebody that knows somebody that's able to then get my Black Excellence Brunch in front of like the president, or like, you know, someone saying like, oh, you know what, Trell's a good guy, like you should sponsor this event, and being able to like write the check. You know what I mean? Yeah. All of those have been relationships. Yeah. And some of them have been people that I just was nice to. You know what I mean? Not even trying to be transactional. And most of them have not been transactional. And I want to say something about that, like while I'm thinking about it. Yeah. The importance of building real relationships. Because there's a difference between relationships that are transactional, that are like, oh, like you do this for me, I'm going to do this, or what can I get from you? Then relationships that are like, you know, how are you? Correct. Like, who are you? Correct. You know? And those are the ones that have opened so many doors for me. Yeah. You know, if not directly, them introducing me to somebody else who opened the door directly. I mean, so not just relationships, but the type of relationships and how you're building the relationships are important. Very important. And I like to say like real relationships, not you know, where it's purely a transaction. It's like really establishing connections with people, and not coming into looking at you like, okay, this is number 7, this is number 8. Right. What can number 8 do for me that number 7 can't? Right. No. Connecting with people. And that's one of the things about, you know, bridges. Bridges are meant to take you from one place to another unless you burn them. Right. And a lot of people burn bridges because they don't think about people as true relationships. They think about them as transactions. Yep. And just kind of from that testament, thinking about when we had that first time you were on for Dapper Conversations, you said something that stayed with me, and I was like, no, this brother I don't want to get too far away from. You said you have to prepare for what you pray for. Yeah. And we were both in seasons of harvest, or not even harvest, cultivate. Like cultivate the seeds. Yeah. Mixing that soil up, and you said that, and bro, for me, that stuck with me forever, 5 years, even to now, to where it's like, wow,
that was one of those things that people always ask about. I say, man, honestly, you go back 5 years ago, you weren't ready for the White House.
Nah, yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
But last year you were, and like talk more about that. You know, being ready for those seasons, doing the work. Because I know that was one thing that we talked about. The reason why you're ready is because you had done the work.
Yeah.
To when it was time to shine, it was second nature to you.
Yeah, man, I feel like that is such an important lesson. It's something that I have to remind myself, even when I think about like, do I want this? I'm like, okay, well, how are you preparing for it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like what are you doing to get ready for the thing so that you have the capacity to hold it when it comes? And that can look like, you know, okay, I want a new car. Okay, how are you setting yourself up for that? And speaking of new car, I'll give an example. And some of the preparation is like tactical, right? Where you're actually like setting aside the savings, whatever. And some of it, and a lot of it, I would argue, is like spiritual. So for me, there was a time like I didn't have a lot of money and I needed a new car. And I just was like, okay, I save the money that I can save. I got to lean in. So what I started to do to prepare for that thing is I bought an air freshener. I bought like rugs for the car, like for this car that I didn't have. And I was preparing for it.
Yeah.
And the next week I had the car.
Wow.
And so I think, you know, there is that those tactical, like tangible ways, but there's also those intangible ways that you can be preparing for something. And so it's make space for what you need to. It's sometimes people are saying that they want a new a partner, right? But they're still dealing with an ex or a baby mama or a baby daddy or somebody that they know that's not good for them. You don't have the capacity to hold that thing that you say that you want. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I think that once we start preparing for that thing, like once it arrives, we'll be able to hold on to it because that's important too. How many people get things and it's gone? Yeah. You know what I mean? There is a season where things are going to come to fruition. And you just want to make sure that everything is right. So when that thing comes, when that seed grows, that you have the water for it, you have the fertilizer for it, you have those things. Because if you don't, it'll be here today and gone tomorrow. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. Being able to preserve things.
Yeah.
But like you say, making space for it before it gets here so that when it does get here, you're able to appreciate it and you can grow with it. Which is extremely important because, like you said, sometimes here today, gone tomorrow.
Yeah, man.
Here today, gone tomorrow. What would you say from a value perspective, right? What are the values that you feel as though you live by that allow you to continue to champion others? Because I look at these Black Excellence Brunches as champion moments for others to come and get their flowers. And so many times people have given you your flowers. I remember who was it? Was it Kelly Rowland? Brought you to tears on stage,
man.
Because she took the moment to give you your flowers.
Yeah.
Like what kind of value does it have to be in a person to where all day, every day, you are really championing other people?
You know, I think that we have to have the servant's heart. Like I feel like we are put on this earth as vessels. Like things should be working through and flowing through us. So if it's starting and stopping at you, then it's not big enough. Then you're not. That's a sure way to know that if you're not in your purpose. So I try to make sure that things are constantly flowing through me, you know, and that's what I have top of mind. So it's really easy for me to do or to put on these Black Excellence Brunches where I'm celebrating other people because I know and I understand that I am a vessel. Yeah. You know, and I want to make sure that I am pouring out all of the love that I am being given because I know that my cup overflows. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And the purpose of it overflowing is so it can like spill over into other people.
Yeah. I love that, man. The cup runneth over. But who gets the overage?
Where is it? What is it running over into? And I don't want to waste a thing, you know. I don't want to waste a thing that God has put inside of me. I want to use it all, and I want to be able to share it with other people. And I want to also be an example to them. You know, use your gifts, use your talents, have your overflow flow onto other people, and it keeps going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you'll look up, and you know, 6 people removed from you will be talking about the thing that started from your cup.
Correct.
You know?
Correct.
And that's what legacy is about. That's what servitude is about. And ultimately, that's what your purpose is about.
Yeah. Well, I love it. I love it, guys. We're here on the check-in with Black Menswear. This season, we're peeling back the layers. And we spent a lot of time talking today about the core, the foundation of who we are, which is my brother Trell Thomas, is an amazing person at the core that allows for his cup to run over to others. So I want to ask you one question.
Sure.
Actually, 2 questions as we get ready to close. First question is, you've done these all over the world. What is the best city in the world?
Oh, man, you can't do that to me.
I sure can. This is my podcast.
Wow.
You got to answer the question.
That's crazy. You know what I really love, and I don't know if it's the city or like the space, but I really love going to New Orleans and doing a Black Excellence Brunch at Essence Festival because I love celebrating Black women.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I think I just think the world of Black women. I think that Black women show up for people, everybody, all the time, and so it just brings me so much joy to be able to show up for Black women. And plus, I love to eat. So
Yeah, New Orleans got the food.
New Orleans, man.
Yeah,
Man, I'm thinking about it now. Now I'm hungry.
Yes. Shout out New Orleans, man. You know, shout out the Boot. The Boot's a nice place. It's a beautiful place. Second question. So, as we are coming into a new phase of, well, a new world that we're in, I'm just going to be honest with you. What does Black Excellence look like you moving forward?
Black Excellence looks like showing up more authentically. You know, one thing that you asked, like, how has this helped me personally before? One thing that this has helped me do is, like, really show up as myself more. You know, I feel like a lot of my life has been peeling back the layers and, like, uncovering parts of myself that either I tried to, like, hide or put in the back or I was insecure about or scared that people wouldn't understand. And so I want to continue as being Black and excellent to show up authentically. And I want to encourage other people to do that because you can only get what's for you by being you.
Yeah.
Like, I can't get what's for me by trying to be
Yeah.
Dre, and Dre, you can't get what's for you trying to be me.
Yeah.
Like, our blessings are in our lane.
Yeah.
And so I want to encourage people to stay in their lane, and I want to stay in mine.
I love it, man. Stay in your lane, because what's for you is for you. It's not for others.
Yep.
And you can't compare. Curiosity kills dreams.
Yeah.
Comparison
It's a
comparison
thief of
kills
joy.
dreams. Yeah. So we're not going to let you go that way. We are not going to allow you to let comparisons steal your dreams here on the Check-In with Black Menswear. Trell, man, I really appreciate you stopping by and joining us today. There's one thing that I have everybody do to close out the show.
For sure.
All right? There's a camera over here.
Okay.
You're going to look in that camera.
Locked
You're going to
in.
repeat this statement.
Okay.
Dear Black man. When you finish that, hold on, let me finish giving you instructions. You ready to go.
Oh, I'm ready.
You ready to go. Once you finish that statement, just have something to pour into our community. Now, before Trell does that, y'all have been watching this episode. You got 3 things you got to do for me. You got to like the episode, you got to subscribe to the channel, and you have to share this message because Mr. Black Excellence Brunch himself came through and provided some things about the core of us as men that somebody needs to hear. Somebody's been thinking some things, man. How do I launch a vision? How do I understand a vision? How do I understand how to stay where I'm, how to find where I'm supposed to be? And Trell really helped us with that today. So make sure that you share this as well. All right, Trell.
Yeah.
Dear Black man, take it away.
Okay. Dear Black man, you are worthy, you are valued, and you are valuable. Don't ever forget that, and let somebody else know it too.
And like that, it's a wrap. We'll see y'all later.